And not surprising as well, perhaps, that this has been carried out by a vehicle, because that's something as well which a lot of chatter had been about before this incident.
Yes, of course. Al-Qaeda, as I told you, called for this kind of modus operandi as far as 2010. And the spokesperson of the Islamic State did it a few months ago. And it's a modus operandi used in Israel one more time since many years, because it is easy. Unfortunately, it is easy. It's a very easy mean to make deadly attacks. It's easier than buying arms. It's easier than manufacturing or fabricating explosives. Anybody can rent a car or can rent a vehicle like this and run into people. It's the easiest way to make the most or the biggest damage possible, especially on a day like the 14th of July here in France.
Wasim, just finally, it feels like France, for the first time maybe, had just been breathing a sigh of relief. We've had these two large attacks here in Paris. We have other smaller incidents around the country as well. We've got over Euro 2016, which had obviously been such a headache for the authorities. And now, right at the start of the holiday season here in France, we have this attack, which obviously puts everybody right back on that high state of alert. The state of emergency has already been increased for another 3 months. I mean, it's so depressing, isn't it, to hear what's happened right as France was starting perhaps to try to recover.
Yes, but this is something that I guess France and all European countries and the United States and every country involved in a war with the jihadi faction has to live with today. Because what's different, if we compare it with the terrorism of the 20th century, for example, it's today that it's their own citizens of these countries are attacking their own countries. This is new. So when you see eight between French people and people from Belgium blow themselves up in Paris here on the 13th of November, it is very serious. It is to be taken into consideration. When we see the Orlando attack that you mentioned earlier, it's an American citizen who killed other American citizens. Even if we go to Syria and to Iraq, we see that many of the executioners of Western hostages, either journalists or people involved in humanitarian actions in Syria and Iraq, are Westerners themselves. So that's what's new today, and this is that the nature of the threat has completely changed. So big questions are to be raised. Is it really efficient to hit in Syria and Iraq to diminish terrorist threat here in European countries? So I guess that the whole way that terrorism was treated and apprehended should be changed in order to understand what's happening today.
Well,